Hi there, I just completed this beauty and I am putting it for sale in my Etsy shop. So I'm going to do the walkthrough right now and go through the details and everything. But this is from Stamperia. It's the Rose collection. Rose House collection, Lovey and Rose. And I know I'm not saying that right. I love French, but anyway, so we've got some gorgeous, everything is Stamperia except for the Prima flowers and lace and different things. And then the crinkle ribbon is from Etsy from my scrap cabin. Anyway, I'll just go ahead and we'll do the walkthrough. I really love how this turned out. And we'll start here and remove on the cover. You've got this little paper clip with a dangly there, and that holds your little tag. And these are transfers. I used a good many transfers from this kit. Isn't that gorgeous? And I inked everything with mementos. It is, I believe, the plum, but I'll double check that. Isn't that pretty? All right, and I did some, of course, stickles around here to give us some glitter, and I got some pink glitter on our flowers after I sprayed them with some alcohol inks. So this measures, the front is 10 inches. So we've got 10 inches wide, and then we've got the spine. Hopefully my phone isn't, my camera isn't zooming in and out. So then we've got a 2 1/4 inch spine, and of course then 10 on the back. And then let's measure the length, which is 8 inches. So it's 10 by 8 album, and it is chock full of goodies and nooks and crannies. And as we go, we'll go back and count about how many pictures you could put in here. So we got just a plain, pretty plain. I left this plain, it's so gorgeous on the front, and you could put photos on here. This is one of the chipboard tags. I like to have lace or ribbons sticking up and out of albums, so I put that there, but you have plenty of room to put other things on that side. And then here we have a brad with some ribbons so that you know to lift this up. Pretty here. You can put a photo here. We've got a tag here. Enjoy the little things in life. And then over on this side, so when you open that, you've got 3 panels here. We've got a tag, and you put a photo there. And then over here, nice room for photos. So that's the front of our first page. So beautiful. And then, on this one, I made this a little swivel. So you're going to swivel this up, and then you can open this. It says, this is going to be one that's going to get out of camera a lot because it's so big. With you. And then, oh, isn't that pretty? You could put a photo here. I wouldn't want to cover up all of that though. It's just so pretty. And then we got the bottom flap here. You could put photos there. So that is our first page. And then when you're done, you're just going to slide that back under there. And then move over to the second page. This is the front of the second page. And we're going to take this off. And you've got room for photos on all of these panels. let me open this one and then we can look at them all at the same time. So this is your main. You can do some journaling here. If you didn't have that much to write, you could put photos on here. And then we've got our tag. And I made a little tuck spot there for your tag. And then let's look at the top of these. This is from a Creative Memories punch. And we just have the roses on there. So I'll hold these together, but you know you would go ahead and wrap these back up so that you can then keep them in place as you turn your pages. Then this is the back of page 2, and we're going to remove this paper clip, another Prima Marketing paper clip, and then our little teacup there, we lift this up and over, and that has this clock in here. Time brings roses. A little tuck spot there. And then on this side, this indicates that we're going to flip this down. And then we've got a panel here, and a panel here. This I actually did some of the transfers. They didn't show up too well. When you look at it closely, you can see there's a fence. It says love, and it's got a bird on a vining rose there. And then you got plenty of room for photos here. And then, whoop, it's catching on my satin there. And then we've got plenty of room for photos here. Okay, so that's the back of page 2. Then we go to page 3. This is the front of page 3. These swivel, so this will swivel down, and this will swivel up or down. It really would go either way. And then I open this one first. So we've got this. Let me open this one. So we've got, this is another Creative Memories punch that I used for the vine. You got plenty of blank spots here. And there's that same vining punch again. Lots of photos could go on here. Close that, close this. Wait a minute, do I want to do that? No, not yet. I created this, but it's been a while. I actually made the book almost a year ago, and I just hadn't used it yet. So we got spots there. And then if we open this again, sorry, I should have done it this way. Then we got more spots for our photos. And then we can close these back up and bring this all down, and we've got spots there. And this beautiful tag and a little tuck spot. Close that up, and I want this one to come under that. There we go. So you got that secured then. So this is the back of page 3, and we're going to unwrap this, and then we've got some journaling cards, tuck spot there from that punch, plenty of room to write or put photos, whatever you want to do there. Put a little birdhouse in your soul. And then you got places to write or put photos. A rose is a rose is a rose. I don't know about you, but roses are one of my favorite flowers. The smell, oh my goodness, they're just so fragrant. And then we got a little butterfly, and he's got a tail. That's where our string came through, our baker's twine. And then we've got joy over here, and you got room, you can put things there. So let's wrap this one up. And then we're on our last page. It has 4 very chunky interactive pages, as you can see, which really has 8 plus the inside of the both covers. And then we're going to untie this. You are the sunshine in my day. That's another one of those transfers. They are so gorgeous, and they work really well. I find the Stamperia ones, you know how sometimes you have transfers and you varnish them and then you peel it off and it comes off with the backing. Well, these don't. They stay down nice. So you've got this section here to put things. And then this, we're getting heavy in tags now. So this is a little pocket here for you to insert tags or anything you want to insert in there. And we've got Beauty. This is one of the several of the transfers I just pieced together. That goes in there. Everything is inked. All the edges are inked throughout the book. And we come over here. And we've got this cute guy holding flowers. And then, oh, there's a little, that's from my corner punch. We'll go ahead and get rid of that. That was a little stowaway. So we got tag here, or journaling card, I mean. And this eyelash, I love this eyelash yarn, but I can tell you it likes to shed. So Dream. And then a rose is a rose is a rose. Discover. Nice deep pocket for putting anything you want to save. And then we come over here and we've got, this is a journaling card that I made into a pocket. All right. And so that is the front of page 4. And then we go to the back. And of course, when you have your ribbon tied, that holds all this down. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh boy, I just love that. Love, 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 love. Okay, so this then opens this way. And we've got a tag here. And the way this book is constructed, the way the base is constructed, and look at all the room you have there. It's loose enough, like not loose, it's not good, I don't mean loose like it's going to come apart. It's loose, it has enough room, as you can see how the spine has all this room in it. That allows you to put as much as you want in here. You're not going to get it thick and alligator mouth because there's space in between. So then we've got this tag. And lots of room to put things there. And then we have our back cover, just lovely, the inside of our back cover. And we're going to go back through and see how many photos we can fit in here. So to start off the bat, you could actually, you got your tag here, you could fit a small photo in there along with your tag so it would kind of stick out, or you could put the photo in and then the tag if you wanted to, or you could fit several of the smaller photos in there. So there's one. Try to help me keep track of counting. I never probably will. I'll probably have to go back and add it in the comments. All right, and so then you could fit a 4x6. You could actually more than likely fit 2 of them. Let's pretend that's up. No, not quite. But you can fit a 6x4 or a 4x6 comfortably on there. And then you could even, if you wanted to, you could add a 4-inch circle photo. Those would be pretty. Yeah, I'm going to have to come back and count later. But you get the idea of how many you can add here. So again, you could do a 6x4 here or a 4x6. And I would go with the full size, or you could fit smaller, several smaller photos on there. And then on this one, we could easily fit, I would probably do the vertical. So actually, you're probably going to want to do a 5x4. Let me get that one. Or 4x5. You could fit a 4x5 comfortably there. All right, and then in here, you got your tag. You can put a photo on your tag. Or journaling. It's light enough you could journal on there. Tuck that under there. And then you could put a 4x6 here. And then over here, you could tuck as many photos as you wanted in there. So you could do some tucking there. And then over here, we could do a 6x4. Anywhere on there you wanted. You could do a 4x6. Probably do it more like that. Or you could do, possibly, let's see, can we do, I have like some different sizes here. No, that won't work either. But, you know, you could, if you didn't want to cover up too much, you could do a smaller photo. All right, now we're back on here, and you could comfortably fit, oh, wouldn't that be pretty? If you had a picture like of your garden or your beautiful granddaughter with pink on, I mean, wouldn't that just be beautiful right there? A wedding, this could work for a wedding for sure. I like that landscape one on there. Do I really want to sell this on Etsy or keep it for myself? No, I'm going to sell it. All right, and then we twist that, open our little envelope like piece. Now, we could definitely put a 6x4 here, or a 4x6 gets kind of tight on there. You could do your 4x5 again, and that, I like to have a little bit of paper around my photo. And then on here, I don't want to cover that guy up. Let's do, got like a smaller one here, 3.5 by 5.5, so you can still see your bird. Or whatever, you know, you all might not mind covering it up. I probably wouldn't. Oh, look there, you could put something cute like that. Yeah. You could do your circle again. Okay, and then I wouldn't put a photo up there, but you could put a small one up there. Let's see, like if you wanted to put a, oh, you can't see it. Let me get into camera shot. If you wanted to put like a little 3x2.5 or something. Oh, that would actually be pretty. I like that. That would be perfect if you have just the special picture to put there. All right. So let's go ahead and we're going to seal that back up. Our little slide piece there. And then on here, I personally probably wouldn't put photos on here, but you could. Again, you could do like something, I've got some of these little off sizes, you know, something like that. I just kind of like it plain, but it will be yours to do with what you wish. Got your tag there. And then you could put a 6x4. You could put your circle one if you wanted to still have room to write. Okay. And then this opened because we didn't have it all sealed. Okay, so we got this. And then here you can put, I would put a 4x6 on here. That would be really pretty. 4x6 on there. And then same here. With 6x, no, it's kind of tight that way, but I would do this, your vertical one. Same thing on the bottom here. You could go ahead, it'll be a little tight for that. There's our, yep, oh perfect. 4x5 fits perfectly on there. Okay. And then of course on this one, you can put your 4x6. or any other size is smaller would fit. Okay, then here, again, if you didn't want to cover up too much, you could put the 4x6. You could do a 6x, oh, look how that 6x4 fits. That's perfect there. Yeah, I like that 6x4 because you're not covering up the birds. Okay. Technically, you could put a picture here. I probably wouldn't. And it flopped open because we didn't have this closing it. All right, and then you could put photos here. I don't know if I'd put a, no, you can't put a 4x6. You could probably do a 4x5. No, even that's tight. I probably wouldn't put photos here. You could put smaller ones, of course. You could do your little circle, 4-inch circle. You put one there, one there. That'd be cute. And then we'll go ahead and spindle these. Well, I'm saying spindle, spin. And then, of course, on these, I would do a 4x5 on all of these panels that we've got like this. You could easily do that. There's plenty of room for that. And then here, I would do a 4x6 over here. Or you could, that's not going to cover up too much, you could do a 6x4. Or a series of smaller ones, obviously. You could do too. All right, and then we go over here, and we've got our envelope. I wouldn't put anything on here, but you could. You could do, I even got some 3-inch circle templates here. Like you could do, that'd be pretty. You could do two. You could do one here, one, oh, I do like the thought of putting pictures here now. I don't know if I, if I post this, that means I'm selling it on Etsy, but I'm starting to wonder. I could think of all kinds of photos I could put on here. Okay. And then we've got these journaling cards. And you got more room here to write or put your photos. And obviously you can put 4x6, 6x4, any of those would work on there. And then, ooh, I love this piece with 4x, oh wait, we got a 4x4. Let's see, 4 is going to be too thick, too wide. Because I would like, oh, I flipped them the other way. I would like a photo there myself if I was going to do it. Yes, that would look really nice. You could put probably, I've got some odd sizes here. It just depends on what you're putting. Pretend this is 5x3 instead of 3x5. That would fit there. And then in here, same thing, 3x5, 5x3, it'd be 5x3. And then, you know, you could put, you can tuck all the photos you want down in here. It's pretty thick. I gave it, you know, I put a 1/2 inch all the way around, so you've got a little bit of room in there. You could tuck a lot of different things in there. Receipts, you know, tickets, stuff like that. From your special occasions, you can put photos down in there. And then on this side, which again, if we got our ribbon tied, it stays together. Oh yes, so wouldn't our 4x5s look good here? I think so. Yeah, oh yes. Look there. And then there. So, very pretty there. So those would fit on all of these. You could tuck. So, let's do this. You could tuck this. Oh no, you can't, not that big. You could tuck, where's that 5x3? 3.5 by. Ooh, we got a 3.5 by 5.5. And that will go down in there. Yep, I'm lying again. So you would need something thin because I glued, of course I glued it like this. So you got room for a tag or something, a tag size. Okay, and then we've got our 4x6. anywhere on there. And of course our 6x4 anywhere on there, or a variation of different sizes. And then on these panels too. Oh, we already did those panels, yeah. These panels, so you still got these panels to do. Lots and lots of room for photos and goodies. You could put some circle ones here, or some smaller ones. I've got this rose in the middle because I just felt like it needed something in there, and I thought that was gorgeous. But you know, you could do some little photos around in here. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the walkthrough. This was so much fun to make. Thanks for watching.